most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. I'm your host, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and with me, as always, is the co-host with the most. You know I'm talking about a Jive Turkey Nano. How we doing, my brother?
Let's go. Gobble, gobble, baby. Great to see you. I'm doing fantastic on this Thursday, a.k.a. Friday, June. The weekend is upon us. The vibes are immaculate. Got my wasted management hat on here. You know, we got a little golf going on these days. Quail Hollow if you are a golfer. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say what's up to the community. What's up to the chat? We see y'all. Ms. Mary. We got Lazy Bed. Staying zooted and booted. I love it. Oster Berries. Talking about Olin's geography. Already setting the tone for the night. I can't wait, y'all. Let's go.
Yeah, Oster Berries, my geography is definitely not great, which is why I didn't even join that conversation in the group chat, my guy. I wanted no part of it. So, yeah, just definitely I don't want any part of it, man. Oster Berry's also calling us out, keeping us honest here, saying, you're worse than the Fight Week show for starting on time. Hey.
That's on me. That's on me, Oster Berry. If anyone's going to point a finger.
Blame at anybody.
Yep, I'm pointing the thumb.
We're not doing that. We're not pointing the blame at anybody here, folks. Miss Mary calling me out saying Olin's doing push-ups. I can neither confirm nor deny that may have happened. And, you know, like I said in the chat here, Austin Berries, I'm still technically 40 minutes earlier than our usual start time. So we're here, just like Northwest 425.
It's all perspective.
You too, my friend.
Great to see you.
So look, folks, we are here to talk about an incredible fight card. One that is just stacked from top to bottom. That's right. I'm talking about a fantastic card at the UFC Apex this weekend. We got UFC Vegas 106. Of course, I'm being a little bit facetious here, hyping it up the way that I am. It's a bit of a watery card, right? Bit watered down. But us MMA diehards, we're going to pay attention. We're going to watch it from top to bottom to top. And so, you know, we have to break it down in the same manner. Nano, we start off in the women's strawweight division for a bout between Tisha Pennington, a.k.a. Tisha Torres, and Luana Pinheiro. Man, this fight is going to be interesting, but I feel like we know who's going to win. We haven't talked about this at all, so I'm just curious if we're going to land on the same side of the spectrum here. Nano, how do you see this one playing out? Tell the people.
This is a fun one, y'all. We're kicking off the night in the strawweight division. I'm taking a trip here to see two absolute dogs go in there, and I'm talking about Tisha Pennington, a tiny tornado, but don't let the tininess fool you. She is compact. She moves really well. I think that's one thing that sticks out to me when looking at her game. I know it's been a little while since we've seen her, but she did beat a Carla Esparza most recently. That's a really big win in my book. That was just 7 months ago. I like what I've seen from her. And to answer your question more directly here, I am picking Tisha, the tiny tornado, Pennington to get it done. That's just who I feel a little bit more comfortable with at this stage in her career. She's ranked a little bit higher than the Luana Pinheiro. And I just feel like she sticks to her guns a little bit more. Only 4 years older, so I'm not too worried there. Ooh, excuse me. And she is the betting favorite, heavy favorite at this point. So unfortunately, I don't necessarily have a good sales pitch for me to be on Luana's side, though I do think she's a talented fighter. I just think Tisha's a little bit more technically sound and is going to bring the thump when it comes Saturday night, or I guess evening. This is the first fight of the card here, so might be a little earlier than we're talking about. But is that what are we hive minding? Are we setting the tone here, or are you betting the underdog on this one?
I'm definitely not betting the underdog on this one. First and foremost, great breakdown as always, Nano. Folks, give it up for Nano. Like, what a guy. Come on. And I mean, look, Lazy Bed's throwing a little bit of shady bed here. Yes, Tisha, the tiny, non-threatening, very survivable Tornado Pennington. You know, no one's calling her a hurricane, brother. Okay? Tornadoes, for the most part, are pretty survivable. As someone who survived many hurricanes in my life. So, that being said, I do think she's going to come into this bout like a hurricane. She's going to be looking to throw those spinning back kicks, those side kicks that she throws so well. And when she does throw those side kicks early and often, what she's able to do very well inside of the octagon is just keep the distance between her and her opponents, right? So I see her doing that for the most part and grinding out a decision win, probably just outstriking her opponent. And if the occasion calls for it, out grappling her as well. I think she should have the advantage everywhere this goes. Am I going to bet on her? Minus 340 is a bit steep for me. So I'll probably avoid this one from a betting perspective, but I do really like Tisha Pennington in this one. With that being said, we move on into the men's flyweight division for a bout between Park Hyung-sung and Carlos Hernandez. This one is a really close one on the odds makers bracket here. Hyun-sung Park is a minus 192 favorite. Carlos Hernandez is plus 160. I mean, it is a close fight, I think. I don't think this is going to be one-way traffic any way you slice it. But Hyun-sung Park is undefeated for a reason. The man looks better on paper. He's younger. He's not taller. He doesn't have the reach, right? Those are the only two kind of elephants in the room here. But it's 1 inch on both. And Hyun-sung Park knows how to utilize his reach too. So the fact that he has a 1 inch deficit, I don't think is really going to pay dividends for his opponent, Carlos Hernandez. But hey, if you like dogs and you're hunting for one, this might be one worth picking. But I digress, Nano. Not one that I'll be picking. I'm sticking with Hyun-sung Park on this one. I think he goes out there and gets it done. Likely, I think he gets it done by knockout. While you give your breakdown, I'll look up the specific odds on this one. By knockout, we might have to drop like a fifth or a tenth of a unit on it, just a small amount. And I'll tell you who my biggest, or rather most confident underdog pick of the card is when we get to that fight. It's a little bit later, so stay tuned, folks.
Oh, I like it, brother. I like it. I like the teaser, like a true pro, and a great breakdown as a true professional as well. So appreciate you just doing your thing, man. Love seeing a man cooking in the kitchen here, so to speak. With that being said, I do think Hyun-sung Park is probably going to end up cooking come Saturday night as well. Dude's legit, man. He's talented as all get. And to have that kind of streak here, be 9-0, but I think what's even just as impressive as that is he has 5 finishes in a row as well. Flying TKO, another knockout, a couple RNCs, another submission. Like, the dude's got a good pedigree behind him as well. Not just a one-trick pony. He is proven to be a good martial artist. Why I think the odds are close is because we really haven't seen him in those quote-unquote deep waters just yet. And I do think someone like a Carlos Hernandez is going to be someone that can stand to that test. He's been in there with the who's who's. He's stretched out. Even though he lost these fights, but has gone the distance with the Rei Saruya. He ended up getting knocked out from a Tatsura Taira. So I guess I might have answered my own question here. You're welcome. Might have answered my own question in terms of, hey, is Hyun-sung Park closer to a Tatsuro or is he on the ladder, right? And maybe he is. Maybe that's why his nickname's Peace of Mind, because you don't got to worry about it. He gives you that peace of mind. You can bet on him. giving us a peace of mind to maybe go chase another finish here, because that's kind of what he does. But I would say, just to give Carlos the benefit of the doubt, he's a tough kid. He's a tough nut to crack. He's not going to go away. So I'm curious to see how Hyung-Suk Park looks in the second and third round here. And if he does that, that just about answers most questions you want to see, right? But the peace of mind might go out there and give us all a peace of mind come Saturday. Let's go.
I do love that. I do love that. Look, I did look up the odds, and I'll tell you, I think I'm going to do just a fifth of a unit on both of these. I'm going to do a fifth of a unit on Hyun-Sung Park to win by decision, and a fifth of a unit on Hyun-Sung Park to win by KO, TKO, or DQ. So you can get those at plus 350 for the knockout prop and plus 165 for the decision prop. So again, for easy math purposes, if your unit size is $50, if you're putting 10 on it, you're making 45 back on the knockout and 26.50 back on the decision, folks. So we are going to go ahead and let's go for that, as my guy Yuri Prokoska likes to say. So yeah, I like this guy to get it done. Like I said, I think he's a bit of a stud here. He's a smart fighter and he's a young fighter. We do love a young fighter. So that being said, we're hammering that line, folks. We're hammering that line. One line I don't know that I'll be hammering is any of the ones concerning this next bout in the women's strawweight division between Elise Reed and Denise Gomes. Nano, I'm going to let you take the lead on this one first and tell the people, who do you have winning? The young Denise Gomes at 25 years of age or the 32-year-old wily veteran Elise Reed?
Oh, man. I think you just answered everyone's question there. You might have tipped my hand if y'all know how I usually bet around here. I am going with the heavy favorite. I am going with the young, studly Brazilian and Denise Gomes, the lady that has proven to have D power in her hands. I am using her nickname there on purpose, using the emphasis on D. Denise Gomez, or Gomes. Either way you want it, she'll give it to you. No, she's a stud, man. Honestly, she's got really, really powerful hands. She's got that low, strong base to her as well. Brazil is cooking up the next generation of fighters. I feel like every week we're talking about multiple fighters that are young, hungry, up and coming, proven to be talented, and feel like they're fighting almost every weekend, every other weekend at this point. But she's doing it the right way, doing all the right things. She's got a 10-3 record. Now, Elise Reed is no slump, to your point. She is going to come out there and be willing to mix it up. She is going to be a little bit of a taller fighter, but not much of an advantage anywhere outside of perhaps just having a little bit better of a kickboxing and just maybe a little bit of a better well-rounded stand-up game or striking game, if you will. But that's not scaring me, my brother. It's not scaring me. I like Denise. I like the heavy favorite. Probably going to see some big moments, some heavy action, some big flurries. But Denise getting her hand raised on Saturday is what I'm thinking here, my brother. What about you? We in the same boat? Do you see and anything that stands out to you here stylistically looking at this matchup?
Yeah, no, man. I think you hit the nail right on the head with this one. There's not a whole lot of meat left on the bone, to be honest. Great breakdown. I'm going Denise Gomes here. There's a reason she's a minus 625. I think she's going to be faster than her opponent, and I think that's going to be the toughest part of the night for Elise Reed to deal with. Elise Reed does have a decent grappling set of skills here. They're the same exact height. They're the same exact reach. Like, stylistically, I don't think Elise Reed brings anything that's going to present a threat or a problem to a Denise Gomes. And the way that Gomes goes out there and strikes is venomous. So I see her chopping the trees early, going after the legs, then going to the body, and then going up top and just taking Elise Reed for a wild ride here inside of the octagon on Saturday night. Gimme Denise Gomes to get it done. I don't like to say it out loud, but I'm going to say it out loud fairly easily.
I like it. Ooh, lazy bed. Some heat.
Elise Reed, the first woman to hand Jasmine an L. I'm still going Gomes. Yeah, same. I'm still going Gomes as well, bro. But hey, great fun fact, lazy bed. We appreciate that kind of stuff.
Lakers in 5.
Lakers at 5. Osterberry said, I've got my 3 for the comp. 2 women and Moises.
Okay.
Wow, Lakers in 5 indeed, my friend.
Let's see, Osterberry.
Sheesh. My goodness. Wow.
You're right. Gomes has got that power, though. We see you. You're absolutely right.
That's what I'm saying. Gomes.
Heavy hands.
Gomes has heavy hands, bro. She hits with venom in them, brother. That's what I think is going to be going down on Saturday. Again, that's why she's a minus 625 favorite here, folks. We didn't have to tell you about that one. You already know. With that, we stay in the women's divisions here. We just move on into a different one, right? We go on into the women's bantamweight division for a bout taking place between Luana Santos and Tainara Lisboa. Man, oh man, oh, it's Nano. This one is, let's be honest here. Let's call a spade here, as we often do. Or I should say, as we always do. This one's a little bit closer, right? I feel like, and again, like if you're paying attention, if you're looking at the Vegas odds, you can tell that this one's going to be a much, much closer contested bout because it's damn near pick'em right now. It's plus 140 for Tainara Lisboa and minus 166 for Luana Santos. Luana, I mean, it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. 8-2, 7-2, both fighting out of Brazil. I've gone back and forth on this one a couple times. I haven't submitted my dog picks this week, so this might end up being one of them. But as of right now, I don't know, man. I kind of think Santos gets it done. She's a grindy fighter. She is coming off of a loss. I understand that, right? But that loss is to Casey O'Neill. Casey O'Neill is definitely no slouch. And I don't know, man. She's a crafty technician on the mat. I could see her going out there and getting a submission, but Tainara Lisboa, the Thai Panther, is no freaking slouch, dude. She's an absolute steamroller. And I mean, she's looked really good in her 2 showings in the UFC over Ravenna Oliveira and Jessica Rose Clark. I think the most impressive win was definitely Jessica Rose Clark, that rear naked choke at the 4-minute and 20-second mark of round number 3. But we also know that Jessica Rose Clark was on her way out of the UFC at that point already, right? So how great of a win is that in all reality? So I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm going with Santos in this one. I think she beats the Thai Panther. You know I'm a big fan of the Muay Thai stuff, but got to go Luana Santos on this one, my guy.
I like it, brother. Great breakdown. You played both sides there a little bit in the sense of you got to respect both of them. It's as close of an even near pick 'em as you can get. But you're gonna, I and we being Vegas, we're all kind of giving a little bit of a nod to Luana, right? We've seen her go out there improving more, and really the only blemish is that loss to a Casey O'Neill. But let's keep in mind she's still so young in her career, right? Luana's still getting better, still having that natural maturation. I mean, she just turned 25 years old. Think about where you were, or if you are at that stage, you probably feel fantastic right now. That's how she's feeling, okay? Still in the prime, going up against her opponent that is 34 years old. Maybe there's a little extra physicality. I think it looks like she might be coming up, or her opponent might be coming down a weight class. So that can potentially pose some threats, give our girl Luana some trouble, some issues, but I'm not too worried about it. I think it's going to be a good one. Highly confident, but highly excited as well to see everybody here. Like Leroy said, big ups in the chat. I too am blushing. So like he said, please smash the like, smash the follow, and we'll share the reciprocity. But
what up, JJIAGP, my guy? How you doing?
Oh, great to see you. Thanks for stopping by here. Biggest underdog this week, Thiago Moises, in your opinion. Lane coming in hot. That is
Good
a
one.
solid dog. That is a solid dog. I actually do probably agree with that in some ways. Oh, anomaly. I see the hand wraps.
Oh yeah, the new ones. They came in, brother. Boom.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, there they are.
They match the gloves.
Nice.
Shout out Miss Mary
Twinning.
for the birthday gift here.
Oh, the base.
Let's see. I can tell MMAnomaly has been home for a minute. That hair is back to A1. My guy. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Now you're making me blush. Luana, please treat. Whoa, hey, whoa. What did we miss with the dog situation here? I feel like I definitely missed something.
Maybe just saying as in like man's best friend, right? Is that kind of the premise?
Yeah, I think
Dog was barking in the backyard, baby. Come on.
Dog was barking in the backyard. You know what I'm saying?
Great to see you, Klaus the Bouse.
As they say. What up, Klaus the Bouse? Hope you're having a great night, my friend. So yeah, sounds like we're both in unison here again, my friend. So with that, we move on ahead into the featherweight division for a bout taking place between Yadier de Valle and Connor Matthews. One name, obviously a little bit easier to say. Nano, with that, who do you think takes this one home?
Yeah, one of them is a little bit harder to say, and he is the guy that's undefeated. And I'll just stick to his nickname because just like his actual name, it's the Cuban problem. It's a big problemo for me. A little bit tough. Yadier, maybe. Not even because Yadier del Valle. Either way, he is the heavy favorite, and that is who I am going with here, y'all. I assume that this talented featherweight representing Cuba, Cubano's finest. And we're not talking the cigars right now, y'all. We are talking about this UFC fighter. Should come out there and get it done, right? 8-0. He went out there. He beat Antonio Montero in the Dana White Contender Series about 6 months ago. Not too long. But that guy was 17-4 record. So he had some legitimate experience. And prior to that, obviously a good streak of wins on Fury, which that's just always tough, right, y'all? We never know what we're getting from these guys that are undefeated, but they're coming in. They might not have fought the same caliber that somebody like a Connor, the controller Matthews, has seen. Yes, he has some losses, but when you're fighting the top notch, right, like a Dennis Bazooka, we like to call him, yeah, you might get knocked out. These things happen, okay? And a Jose Delgado. I mean, these things happen, man. But he's never out of it. Always give him a fighter's chance. But I'm not going to bet with my money on that chance to happen. It is a very slim one. So I am going with Yadier, the Cuban problem, Del Valle, to go out there and sing Kumbaya and Kumbaya as he wins and becomes victorious Saturday night. And makes a name for himself. I digress. Back to you, MMA
You know
Are we
how
in
long
congruence
I've been
here?
waiting for this. Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Let's go.
Man. Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like it's going to be a boring show because we're on the same side and all these. No, I feel like, again, he's a heavy favorite. Heavy favorite is this guy this time around. Minus 520, folks. Yadier de Valle, I think he gets it done. And not only that, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes out there and gets it done inside the distance. He's 8-0, undefeated for a stern reason. The dude is an absolute beast. And he's coming out there against a man who's 7-3. Nothing against Connor, the controller, Matthews, but I mean, I think he's going to be losing control of the fight. He's 2-3 in his last 5. He's the older man. He's the shorter man. He does have the reach advantage, though, and that is impressive. So outside of that, though, I mean, outside of the reach advantage and a puncher's chance, I'll be honest with you, I truly think he gets clipped out there and he probably gets knocked out. Yeah. The Cuban problem is going to be every bit of his nickname. He is a problem. And I mean, yeah, I'm excited about this fight. I feel like he's going to go out there and, as you said, make a name for himself, right? He's definitely going to go out there and look for a finish, hunt for a finish and hunt for a bonus. That extra 50K means a lot to these up-and-comers, and I think he's live for one, folks. So am I going to take that minus 520 betting line on him? No, dude, no chance in hell. That doesn't make any sense. However, you can get him by knockout at plus 225 right now. And by decision at plus 130. Again, going to sprinkle a fifth of a unit on both of those because why the hell not? Folks, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. I feel like if he gets it done, those are the two biggest paths to victory for him here. Maybe he makes me eat my words if he goes out there and gets a sub, but you know what? That's okay. It's the No Filter Show for a reason. We'll keep it no filter next week whenever we give you the breakdown and the reaction. With that, Nato, unless you have any bets you're trying to sprinkle on this one, we can move on into this lightweight contest next.
We'll keep it moving. I think I like this next one a lot. I'm chomping at the bit. Let go.
Oh man, you seem excited. I might let you go first again here. We got a lightweight bout between Jared Flash Gordon coming in against Thiago Moises. And my goodness, is this going to be a fun one? Look, Osterberry said in the chat earlier that he thinks Thiago Moises is the biggest dog on the card, I believe, right? Or no, maybe that was Lane, I believe. That was actually Lane. Biggest underdog this week is Thiago Moises. Shout out Lane. Shout out Lane. Haven't hit the air horns yet, have I? There we go. That seems fitting. So, man. No, I'm going to let you take the lead on this one because I'm just curious to hear which side of the pendulum you are swinging on here with this razor thin fight.
Oh, this is a fun one, my brother. I'm surprised this one's so early on the fight card. Could be on the main event, but I'd be remiss not to call out Crossover MMA. What up? We see you. Lazy Ben, we see you active. And Klaas, the boss, my man. I see you mentioned in the hat here, okay? Yes, I am wearing a hat. Yes, I'm in my own humble abode. And now I know if I'm in your humble abode, maybe I won't wear a hat. Maybe it's just an outside thing. That is fair, okay? The sun is no longer shining in my whereabouts, but if you saw the mop that was underneath this and the hair follicles in which directions they were going, you would be distracted. It would take away from the breakdown, so I am doing y'all a favor in wearing this hat right now. I don't look as crispy as my man MMAnomaly, okay? I don't got the fresh fade, so the hat comes into play. I'll make it work. Didn't really rhyme, but we'll stretch it out there. But no, I'm gonna dish it back to you, brother. I'm gonna keep some meat on the bones here. I just stylistically, this is a fun one. I'm actually surprised the odds are so close. I again don't look at the odds when I'm doing my breakdown. I like to come in here with a fresh set of eyes, and that was a little shocking to me, right? I mean, Lane, good underdog to pick here because I'm surprised to see him at underdog odds. Maybe it'll shift as money continues to come in. Maybe we could have got him at a little bit different odds. I didn't necessarily track it, over the past few weeks. Wouldn't be surprised. But I think people think of Jared Gordon and they think, oh, he almost beat Patty Pimblett. But are we forgetting about a Nasrat Haqparast that went out there and, beat a Jared Gordon? I think Thiago Moises is closer to that ballpark. I think he poses a lot of similar threats. And if anything, he's a little bit more active and a little bit stronger when it comes to just his frame, his ability to take shots, and even willingness to make it a bloody affair. I think that Thiago Moises can go out there and find a path, any road that Jared Gordon wants to take. Is that how you feel as well, brother? Or do you think Jared Gordon, Flash Gordon, is a man of the universe? And you go out there and take care of it on Saturday? What are you thinking here, brother? I'm curious.
Man. Yeah, I like Moises. I like Moises a lot in this contest here. And plus 105 is what I'm seeing him at currently on DraftKings. I think I'm going to drop a unit on that because honestly, it just makes sense. I like Jared Gordon. I really do. Flash. But I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. You brought up some really good points, right? When it comes to Jared Gordon, are we forgetting about a Nasrat Haqparast, right? Are we forgetting about a Joaquim Silva, Diego Ferreira? knocking him out in the first round. And then we look at Thiago Moises. I mean, in his last 5 fights, he's fought Trey Ogden, unanimous decision win. Ludovic Klein, he lost, which Ludovic Klein's a monster. Mitch Ramirez, he killed him with leg kicks in the 3rd round. Benny St. Denis, he got knocked out in the 2nd round by ground and pound. But before then, just back in 2023, he fought a Melky Costa, folks. And he won via rear naked choke in round number 2. Okay, so let me clear my throat. I got to back Lane on this one. Lane said, I got Moises at plus 115 on Monday. I wish you would have told us, Lane. I wish you would have told us. Because, yeah, I'm going to take him at plus 105 today. It's happening. Again, these things need to happen. So I'm going to make them happen. Nano, what do you think about that bet?
I like it a lot. To your point. Wish we were on it earlier. We could have even got better odds, but we will take Thiago Moises at whatever value we can get because that's how good we feel about it. I agree. Double down.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about the bets that we're picking so far tonight, brother. Feeling real good about it. So with that, we move right on along into another lightweight banger between Gabe Green and Mateos Camilo. Folks, if you're thinking to yourself, if you're scratching your head and you're like, gosh, I recognize the name, I just can't remember who he is, this gifted Gabe Green. Well, that's okay, right? But I can tell you why you'd remember him. It's because of the knockout win he got over Johan Lainez, and then they put him in there against the killer known as Ian Machado Gary. And he actually rang Machado Gary a couple times in that fight, but ultimately Gary got a unanimous decision. And then they put him in there against Brian the Butcher Battle. And of course, he got counter right hooked in the very first round, 14 seconds in. I mean, the guy's had a rough run in his last couple fights. Standing across from him is a legit jaguar in Mateos Camilo. This guy is an animal, as his nickname suggests. 4 wins by knockout, 2 wins by submission, 3 wins by decision. He is virtually invincible in there as of late. I mean, he hasn't been beaten since 2022, back in Fury FC, before he even got into the UFC, via Eric Mercado, who got him with a ghillie. Don't be silly, jump the ghillie. He did it in 4 minutes and 39 seconds of the first round. But since then, he has been on an absolute tear, and he's making his UFC debut on Saturday against Gabe Green. Again, another close one here. The guy making his debut is a minus 230 for a reason. If you go back and you watch the tape on this guy, he is an absolute beast. He's fought at LXF. He's fought at Fury multiple times. He's fought at Tough Enough, ZFN, etc. Yeah, I like him to go out there and get it done. And not only that, I think he might go out there and get it done via knockout, guys. Nano, what are you thinking on this one?
My brother, I got a lot of thoughts here, but I'll keep it nice and brief. I think the 2 things that stand out is, to your point, I mean, you set it up nicely here. You teed it up for me to hit a home run on. But Gabe Gifted Green, he is coming down a division, right? I mean, I'm just curious to see how the weight cut's going. You know, is this something that was orchestrated? Is it kind of, I don't want to say game time decision. Obviously, these guys put a lot of thought into it. It's their livelihood. It's their profession. So I'm hoping it all goes accordingly, right? Maybe that was part of the reason why he was losing, was maybe doing what a lot of people try to do and fighting in their natural class. Maybe he realizes at this stage, he's 32 years old, you know, repping Cali, shout out Downey, California there. Maybe he just thinks if no time, then now is best as ever to go out and, you know, get in really good shape, see if he could go out there and be the bigger, more physically imposing guy, which he certainly has an ability to do. I think that's why you're probably seeing the odds so close. I'd say behind a Thiago Moises, a Gabe Gifted Green, certainly a contender as another potential dog I would consider on this. You know, maybe it's half a unit. You're not going to get the largest payout, but you're getting the bigger, more seasoned guy in the UFC going down a weight class. And it's not just 10 pounds. We're talking 15 pounds here. We're talking welterweight down to lightweight. So that's a little bit more than the average. Against a 24-year-old who, again, maybe still green around the gills, maybe still a little bit of a spring chicken, you can call him. The Jaguar is still maybe a pup, maybe a little pup Jaguar, maybe a little Jaggy. So I like this matchup stylistically. I mean, Mateus Camilo is definitely is a force to be reckoned with. He is no one to certainly bat an eye at, but gifted, man. I mean, to your point, he had his moments. And I think if you go out there with some tenacity and someone that has a couple of losses, right, doesn't want to go to 0-3, excuse me, I think there's a chance he can win. But I'd be on the 14% of Tapology if I were to sit here and tell you with a straight face that he's going to get it done. So I'm excited for it, but hey, that's why we love this game, right? Nothing ever is a guarantee. I think the only guarantees in life are, death, taxes, and MMAnomaly Show. You could be no filter. Let's go. Speaking of that, what up, Sap Jelly? We see you. Good evening to you as well, our fellow friend. Let's go.
What up, Sap Jelly? Hope you're having a great night. Love to see you in the chat. And S-Dogs MMA Talk said, "Du boys, I'm sparking up now." Well,
let's go.
I'll pour one up. I'll pour one up, my guy.
S-Dog. What it do? Damn dogs.
S-Dog.
Blowing the world with a little S-Dog.
S-Dog.
Great show, great reference.
Dude, love that you picked that. Love that you picked that up. I'm constantly just trying to lay it out so you can play it out, brother.
Damn straight.
With that, let's go. Boom. Cheers to all of the viewers out there watching right now. If you're watching live, we appreciate you. If you're watching on the replay, we appreciate you just as much. Here's to you. Here's to us. Here's to hopefully everybody's picks hitting and us all making a lot of money and us enjoying these fights on Saturday more than anything. Cheers to everybody who enjoys the MMA and enjoys this channel. Let's go.
Salud.
All right. Now, folks,
it's time
for us to move into the main card, folks. It is a featherweight bout between Juicy J. Julian Erosa coming in there against Melquizael Costa. Oh my goodness. Nano. I feel like I'm doing a Mario thing. No.
Yep, that was good. I like it.
This is my most confident underdog pick, I think, of the week, brother. I'm telling you. I'm thinking I might put 2 units on Juicy J here.
Ooh, you're getting trippy, man. Okay.
I'm gonna let you go first. I just wanted to let you know my pick outright because I want to know if you're gonna try and talk me off the ledge or if you're gonna tell me to double down here.
Shoot, man, and we've been doing so good. Why'd you have to go and mess it up like that, my brother? But you are talking about a Juicy J, a Julian Erosa. That is somebody that is worth an underdog pick. I hear you. I just think, if I'm being frank with you, a little bit more of a heart pick as much as it is a head pick here. Okay, so speaking with the gut, speaking with the heart. And the reason being is because this guy, Melky, Mr. Leche, Melquizael Costa, he put a whooping on our boy, didn't he? He put a little touchy and feely on our guy, Andre Touchy Feely. And that was just a couple months ago. Then you fast forward another month, he's going out there and he's whooping up at Christian Rodriguez. This guy is going for 3 fights in 3 months. That's going to be 4 fights in 10 months. Here's the problem. Okay, this guy has a bone to pick with the UFC, and it is that he wants to come up and do some damage. Okay, he wants to make a name for himself, as we like to say around here. And I think you're probably going to sit here and tell me, and the people listening, well, Juicy J, he's got a lot of pedigree, right? He's 31-11 He's 35 years old. I'm getting closer. I'm closer to that than I am 25. So I think with that being said, I feel you. He's still got a lot of dog left in him. He's going to have a couple inches advantage here, 3.5 inches reach advantage. So that's always a live dog. Juicy J, man, on a 3-fight win streak. And he too beat a C-Rod. Wow, I'm just seeing that now. Well, I'm going to have you sell me because I'm sticking to my gun. And I'm going with my gut here. And I think Melky at 20 years old with a 23-7 record. Again, 3-fight win streak as well. With the C-Rod, with the Andre Touchy-Feely, really big names in my book. I'm leaning him on this one, but I could be sold. We're both sellable here in this case. And I probably didn't do a great job selling you on him. But need I remind you that my phone is showing me 81% of Tapology thinks I am correct in this debate, Your Honor. So I do declare you can now speak and let the people let you know what your case is. Let's go.
No, I love moments like this so much, my guy, because I feel like I'm getting a bit of deja vu. Folks, if you want, like, you can go back, you can rewind, because the tapes are there. Now, Nano, not only can they rewind to the YouTube videos, they can also rewind to the past events on Tapology. Now, let's go back to the last 3 wins of one Juicy J, Julian Erosa. And let's go back to the last 3 times I've hit a decent bet on this show. They were Juicy J fights, folks. And I'm not even trying to jinx it here, but here's the thing, bro. Let's start at the beginning. After coming off a round 1 right hook Ricky loss to Fernando Padilla, he was coming in there against Ricardo Ramos and my guy Nano. And he wasn't alone. He wasn't alone, folks. I'm not here to throw my guy under the bus. I love this kid. My guy Nano, along with 75% of the 4,643 people that voted on Tapology, were against me. They're like, bro, I'm sorry. Like, this isn't going to happen. Not only is Ramos going to come out there and get it done, he's probably going to get it done via knockout. Nano was on him by knockout, I believe, as well. It simply did not go according to plan for that guy. Instead, he actually got guillotine choked in the first 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Now let's go on to the C-Rod fight. I remember Nano proclaiming, bro, like, you are in a vast minority here when it comes to thinking Juicy J has a shot. Now, this time around, Nano, you just said 81% are on Costa, and that's your fallback. That's your like extra leg to stand on. Would you be shocked if I told you that last time we had this discussion, 5,051 Tapology community members voted on it, and they went C-Rod, Kristen Rodriguez to beat Erosa? 87%.
A little deja vu, huh? Oof.
So I feel like I'm having deja vu right now, but it is good because, when it comes to the betting, we're on a shared account here, kind of. So, brother, we are betting Juicy J, whether you like it or not. It's happening.
I like it. And knowing my streak lately, that means we're probably in good shape. If I think it's going to happen, that means it probably won't. Let's go, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Like the doctor drew it up.
Yeah, we're gonna do 2 units on that. I feel good about it. Like I said, if you're playing with like $50 units, if you put $100 on it, that's $250 back into your bank account. Yeah, I'm even tempted to do 3 units on it. I'll be completely honest with you, but I'm gonna stick with 2. We're gonna play conservative here, but I really like it. I really like this pick. He's probably going to end up being my dog of the week. If you're listening, awesome. Kudos to you. If you're in the competition with me and you made it to this point of the episode, you deserve to hear that pick, right? You earned it. You heard it, folks. But yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna pick him as my dog of the week. I just think he gets it done. He's so slick on the mat, and his hands are really good too, bro. He can get it done anywhere the fight goes, and I think he gets it done inside the distance. There is a reason if you look at the inside the distance line in general, under 2.5 on this one. Yeah, it's minus 154. So people are not thinking this fight is going to go the distance for a reason. That's why it's starting off this main card, folks. In the next one, we have a middleweight bout between Dustin Stoltzfus and Nursultan Ruziboyev. My goodness gracious me. I am going to keep it short. I am going to keep it sweet. No, I think this one has a chance to be exciting. But if I had to guess, I would say probably going to be a bit of a grappling fest here, and that Nursultan Ruziboyev is going to end up getting a windy decision over at Dustin Stoltzfus. But I also could be wrong, right? Ruziboyev is not known for a decision. I don't know why I get a weird feeling that this is going to be one of those times. Hope he proves me wrong, but I digress. He also could be live for getting it done inside the distance. Either way, I think it's going to be fairly one-way traffic. The man has 35 wins, 9 losses. That is a lot of experience for a man that's 16-6. I think Dustin Stoltzfus goes to 16-7 on Saturday night. Nano, who you got on this one, my guy?
Yeah, I think you are absolutely correct. I am remiss to ever bet against Nursultan Ruziboyev. Dude's just been an absolute problem since he's joined the UFC. I don't know how y'all feel about him. Let me know if you think any different. But outside of his loss to a Joaquin Buckley, who has now proven that he's a legit dude. Now we might need to put more respect on that loss. I think that thing aged like a fine wine. Am I right? And then now you look over at his opponent, and the thing is, he poses so many threats. I mean, you talk about the feet. He's 6'5". He's an absolute problem. And even though he doesn't have the reach to kind of back that up, his opponent Dennis will have the same reach. Actually, he'll have a reach of inch advantage on him. You're supposed to be studying Sterling. Oh, well, you know what? That's called multitasking, if I've ever heard it. So we do appreciate that, and appreciate you keeping him honest, Lane. That's a good friend there, good pal. But all in all, man, I mean, the thing is with Dennis, his last 4 fights have all ended in finish as well. None of them have needed the judges' scorecards. He's won 2 of those affairs, but he's also been knocked out in 2 of those affairs as well. One by an Abbas Magomedov, and the other a Bruno Ferreira, who we love around these pots. I don't know if Nursultan has that kind of power, but he might be similar to an Abbas Magomedov, where it's kind of more death by 1,000 cuts. Maybe just the overall wear and tear. Maybe some big grappling exchanges early on. Dennis gets a little tired, kind of gets flattened out at one point, and it's kind of a TKO, kind of ground and pound stoppage. Would not be surprised if that's the case. But all in all, any way you slice it, y'all, I do think Nursultan has an answer, has a path to victory. But to your point, it'll be fun for as long as it lasts. And if it does end up getting grindy windy, Nursultan will probably try to look for the finish. And honestly, we've been seeing the judges more likely to separate them if they're not being too active. So don't be surprised if you see a quick draw from the referee as well in that sense. But those are my 2 cents. Speaking of, I'm excited for this one, brother. This is a banger. Low-key banger.
Low-key banger, as the kids say, indeed. And with that being said, again, I hope I'm wrong on that one. I hope it is absolutely a banger. And Nursultan does what he usually does and goes out there and hunts for a finish. But yeah, I don't know why. I've got just a weird feeling that Dustin Stoltzfus, even though he has been finished twice via knockout and twice via submission, I don't know, dude. I just see it being a weird fight. Kind of like his fight against my old AKA coach Dwight Grant.
I mean, we forget those things happen, right? Like, it doesn't feel like it's every other, like, it's not every other fight, every card. If anything, I don't even feel like it's every card, but those kind of blunders still happen from time to time. So it can definitely be that.
Dude,
Or it could also neutralize
100%.
each other, right? They can both just be so fearsome in that game that they eventually start to strike, and then we see a complete mauling of two big in shape individuals in there. So that is another alternative.
Two big 185ers.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ruzi all day, Lane. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Again, there's a reason the man is a minus 305 favorite. Come on, let's go. Nano, got to talk to you about this next fight. I'm not even going to give you a hint as to who I think is going to win until I hear your breakdown here. We're going back down a little bit to some smaller guys, 155ers, a little lightweight bout between Super Sadiq Youssef and Myron Santos. Man, oh man, 31 years of age versus 24 years of age, 5'8" versus 5'6", 71-inch reach versus 72-inch reach. The shorter man has the longer reach, is also the younger man in Myron Santos. Nano, tell the people who you got and why.
This is a fun one, my brother. This is a fun one. And I typically do not like picking the older fighters. You know, statistically speaking, not on your favor usually, especially when they're 6 or years older than their opponent. But we are talking about a Sadiq Super Youssef. Super. I think I'm going with the potential, and I'm going to look on DraftKings here, the underdog. I like it, man. I think I like a Sadiq here, my brother.
Let's go!
Oh, we're back in sync. Backstreet's back. All right.
Dude,
Back again. Let's go, baby. I mean, it's just, I think he's more well-rounded. And my only question I would pose, if you're listening to this and you think y'all are talking crazy, y'all are just glazing each other, I'd say take a step back, y'all. I'd say pause. And I'd also say don't be crazy. And then I'd say, who has Myron Santos, the legend, quote unquote? He's not a legend, okay? If anything, Sadiq is the more legendary fighter at this stage, but who has he beat? Who is on his resume? That is a question I pose back to y'all if you are picking a Myron Santos, but not me. And it sounds like not my partner to the lefty of me, or right, I guess, if depending on your screen. It's neither here nor there. We're high-minded, my brother? I mean, what makes you so confident about our underdog here in a Sadiq?
Yeah, it's honestly the same exact reason as you, man. Like he's had 2 fights in the UFC, one against Kane O'Flea and one against Francis the Fire Marshall, which, I mean, the fire possibly has gone out in the Fire Marshall here. And before that, it was the exhibition bouts in the Tough House for Tough 32 against Edwin Cooper Jr. and Guillermo Torres. But standing across from him is a real threat, a real son of a gun, a real contender, right? I'm not even going to talk to you about his wins to start. Instead, I'm going to talk to you about his losses. Let's talk to you about the last 3 losses. By the way, the only 3 that exist in the UFC for a Super Sadiq Youssef. Diego freaking Lopez, a.k.a. Where are you? Come on, you know what I'm talking about with that hair. Edson freaking Barboza, you know, the guy who fought Terry Adam and...
Fatality.
Yeah, you know how it went. And Arnold Almighty Allen? Come on. Like Killer's fucking row, why don't you, folks? Like, that's who he lost to? Come on. Now let's talk about who he beat. Alex Bruce Leroy Caceres. Andre Touchy-Feely 5 years ago. Andre Prime, right? Gabriel freaking Benitez. Shaman Moraes. Mike Beast Boy Davis. By the way, he beat him on the Contender Series. That's how he got into the UFC. Dude is an absolute beast, okay? He's got knockout power, not only in one hand, but in both hands. That's why he's got 46% of his wins by way of knockout. I think he goes out there and gets it done. I think he gets it done inside the distance. I'm not bullish enough to bet inside the distance. I am going to bet on him, though. I'm going to go ahead and put 1 unit on Super Sadiq Youssef, folks. Let's go. Love that we're back together. Love that we're back hive-minding on the same page here. Let's fucking go. Dog of the night for me. Youssef is live. Let's go. Let's cash
Lazy
that check,
Ben.
Lazy.
Let's go.
Brother, from your lips
That's
to
what I'm
God's
talking
ears,
about.
my friend. Let's go. Wild to hear Myron saying at Media Day he's been cutting 40 pounds to make featherweight Betty was stoked to take this fight at 155. This is why it's a problem, bro.
Bruh.
55ers hit hard, big dog. And Sadiq is no slouch. This guy hits like a fucking tank, bro. Oh, I'm excited about this. I'm so excited about this. Also excited that S-Dog's got that cat dog reference. Let's go, bro. He knows it's late. He thought he typed it and sent it. That's okay, brother. We appreciate you. Light up another one, brother. Keep it up. Keep it up. And with that being said, folks,
It's time!
for that co-main event of the evening, Energy folks, we have a light heavyweight bout between Rodolfo Bellato and Paul Craig. Paul Craig. Paul Craig. Bro, I feel like we might separate again on this one because, again, this is one that I've gone back and forth about a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. My brain says Rodolfo Bellato wins. But then I think about it, and the more I think about it, the more I realize the dude's literal nickname is Traitor. I feel like my brain's being a traitor by picking him, you know? And then if I go back and I look at his fight tenure, I don't know, dude. I just think of that majority draw that he had over Jimmy Crute. Jimmy Crute was taking him down pretty easy. Almost got a rear naked choke on him a couple times. What do you think Paul Craig, the Bear Jew, is going to do to him, bro? I feel like Paul Craig by submission is pretty live here, but you don't even really have to go out on a limb and do that. You could just pick Paul Craig straight out. Like, you could pick him straight out at plus 380. That's so nasty. But if you're bullish on the submission, you get him at plus 800 on that. Nano, am I being crazy here? Am I taking crazy pills? It might be time to pour one up and decide whether or not I do want to hammer the line on this one.
I will happily oblige you in that request that you mentioned there in regards to the adult bevies. All in all, man, I mean, the odds are crazy to me. I mean, I honestly want to go for my boy, Paul Craig, Bear Jew, to find a way to get it done. I knew he was probably going to be some sort of underdog. But my guy, the disrespect against the OG, triple OG. I know he's 37 years old. I know this guy, Rodolfo has basically looked like a world beater at times. But to your point, kind of got exposed in the Jimmy Crute fight. I mean, he's just a big, immovable object, right? Kind of like a juggernaut, as you're so elegantly kind of portraying for us there. And maybe that's the appeal. Maybe that's what Vegas sees, is he's big enough to maybe endure or maybe at least defend any of the takedowns or entrances that Paul Craig may try to impose. I think on the feet, again, Paul Craig at this stage in his career, you think injuries, you think just being at 37 against a big, strong 29-year-old who's probably, like was mentioned earlier, cutting 30, 40 pounds to be this weight. I mean, the dude is gigantic, probably 250 when he walks back in there. That's maybe a little bit of an exaggeration, but he looked every bit of it.
He's light heavyweight, so he comes down on the scale at 205. I'd imagine he's probably like 230, 235 when he gets into that octagon, man.
He's a big boy. Yeah, he's not like a Patty Pimblett that kind of gets the big stomach and neck and everything and then shrinks down. It's like, no, he has some big muscle to him. But as anyone that knows anything about something, that big muscle and all that can make you tire out a little bit quicker. So I would say, I think Paul Craig, our boy Paul Craig, certainly has a chance the later the fight goes. I don't know how much of a gas tank a Mr. Bellato has, but that's kind of the point, right? He hasn't really needed it. Dude's just knocking heads, knocking skulls. There's a good chance that's going to happen. I hate to see it. I'm hoping for a good 15-minute affair, a good old-fashioned slobber knocker of a matchup here in the light heavyweight division in the co-main event of the evening, because I don't know how many more we're going to get of Paul Craig, but I'm hoping for a vintage Paul Craig showing here. But I'm thinking most likely Rodolfo will find a way to get it done. To your point, maybe we want to hedge a little something. I mean, we're getting great odds. Maybe it's half a unit. Live with that. Maybe you hedge it with the Rodolfo first round or second round finish. I mean, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen quick. But if it goes to that third round, Paul Craig live odds might be a dog. Just saying, y'all. And that's my 2 cents.
So you can get Rodolfo Bellato round 1 at plus 140 and round 2 at plus 275. Not a bad,
not too
play.
shabby.
Not a bad play. Maybe I'll do some quick maths.
Do 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 do.
I got you. It's a new one.
Nice. Banger.
Oh, so good. It's a banger. That's perfect. All right. We're going Rodolfo Bellato round 1 half unit and Paul Craig money line 1 unit.
Okay. There it is.
If Rodolfo hits, the half unit basically covers the spread. Actually, no, we'll do a whole unit on both, because then that more than covers the spread. Yeah, we'll do that. So basically, again, if you're doing a whole unit and your units are $50, if Rodolfo wins, you get $120 back, so you profit $20 on that $100 out. And if Paul Craig wins, then you get $240 back, so you profit $140 on that $100 out. We are going to do that. We are going to put a unit on each, and let us know in the chat. Are you on Paul Craig at all, anybody? Please let us know. We'd love to hear it.
Let us know.
Man, and if you haven't tried this Picari sweat, if you ever see it in the store, make sure you check it out. Delicious stuff. Great hydration.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of great hydration, I've got some more for you. Cheers, folks. As we get ready to go over and break down this main event of the evening, we are so happy and pleased to see that you've made it this far into the video. If you haven't already done it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. And if you got a beverage in front of you, smash that too. Or whatever you're partaking in tonight. May you smash that with a smile on your face. Cheers to you. We hope you're having a great one.
Salud. Let's go.
Even if whatever it is that's in front of you is a workout. You know what I'm saying? Looking at you, Cross. With that being said, Nano. Fuck it, I'm going to play the clip one more time. I got to do it one more time.
It's time
For us to talk about the main event of the evening, folks. That's right. It is a bout in the welterweight division taking place between Gilbert Dirino Burns and Michael Morales. My effing goodness, bro. This is going to be a fun one. But again, the disrespect. No. Are we eating crazy pills here? Like, do people really think that Gilbert Dirino Burns does not have a chance?
I mean, this is tough, man. At this stage in his career, the journey he's been on. No, well, I mean, listen, man. I mean, we are talking about my fellow
there's a little snake in the grass.
my fellow Ecuadorian brethren here. Okay. Fun fact: I have my last name, but my great grandpa's actual father's name was Morales, so I potentially might be a long distant Morales way back when. But that's a story for another day. Yeah, I know it. Fun fact. When he came here to the Americas, he said, "No more Morales, no más." He said, "I'm now a different name. Jack Turkey." No, I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, all jokes aside, man, Michael is every bit as talented. This will be the litmus test, right? I think the reality of the situation is that Gilbert Burns still has a lot of dog left in him. Still has that chin, still has the explosiveness, still has the power. And still has the fight IQ. I think let's not forget that. I think that's the one thing we just really don't know where Michael Morales stands in that realm. And what I mean by that, y'all, is he's basically just been the most talented, bigger, faster, stronger fighter with everyone he's been in there in front of so far. But that always, will end at some point to an extent, right? Obviously, there's champions, things like that, but you're going to get to a certain level where you're not, faster, you're not stronger, or in this case, hey, you may just be relying on your raw skills. You're not, fighting a true fight. You're not putting together a good 15 minutes of violence. And I think that's where Gilbert Burns can do well. He can pivot. He'll listen to his coaching. If he loses a round, he'll know. If he's down and he needs to go out there and make some magic, he can go figure it out. I don't know what kind of ground game Michael Morales poses in terms of like threats down there. I mean, let's be honest. Gilbert's obviously probably advantage there. And so if they make it a slugfest, I mean, again, this kid, and that maybe that's patronizing in some ways, but I'm trying to give the man credit here. Michael Morales, 25 years young. I mean, everything's still ahead for him, right? This is by far and away the biggest fight in his career. If he's listening to this, and if he's potentially my cousin, I'd say, Cuzzo, don't take it the wrong way. But this is a dog in front of you, right? Now, we get off my soapbox here a little bit as I dish it back to you, my brother. We got a 13-year discrepancy. Michael Morales is going to have an 8-inch reach advantage. Man, I mean, how are you looking at this? Why do you think it's so lopsided? And man, how do you see it going here Saturday night? And may I remind you that it is no filter, baby. So give it to us neat.
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. I feel like there's a bit of disrespect happening here, right? This fight between Michael Morales and Gilbert Burns, it's a classic case of hype versus experience, right? Now, Morales is the obvious pick if you're looking at this as a favorites or not favorites picks here. He's 17-0. He's young. He's hungry. He's dangerous. He's got long range and striking. I mean, if we want to talk about the range, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, man. 8 inches of reach advantage. Whew. Oh man. But let's be honest. Has he faced anybody like Gilbert Burns? Burns has been in there with killers, right? Kamaru Usman, Khamzat Chimaev, Wonderboy Thompson. He's a BJJ world champion with knockout power, underrated wrestling, and most importantly, a high level of fight IQ. Okay? That only comes from years in the fire. This is Morales' first real test like this, right? And I know what you're going to say. Right? Morales has fought other tests as well. Max Griffin, Neil Magny. Bro, he got a deflated Neil Magny. He beat him in 1 round. Max Griffin, that fight was a good fight for him. Okay, that was a good fight for him. He outlanded him 2-1. I'll admit. But again, Max Griffin is I hate to say it, he's the same age as our guy is right now. But I gotta back the veteran here, man. Burns has the tools to frustrate that young fighter and make Morales really have to reach deep, man. His grappling can probably negate the reach a little bit here, Nano. The clinch and pressure work that he has, we saw it against Khamzat Chimaev, who also, if I remember correctly, Khamzat had a hell of a reach against him too. Yeah, am I crazy in that? Hold on, let me look that up real quick.
I mean, Gilbert is a little bit on the shorter side for the division, with all due respect.
He did come up as well.
Shout out to Short Kings. True. Yeah.
A lot of people forget that. Like, that's why he has the knockouts in his career, is because he used to fight at a lower weight class. But I mean, and again, like, I didn't even talk about his last 4 losses. Like, can we just talk about his last 4 losses here?
One of them is the current champ, and one's to the number 1 contender.
Kamaru Usman, future Hall of Famer. Khamzat Chimaev, possible future Hall of Famer. Bilal Muhammad, fucking remember the name. Miss me with the hate, the forced hate. Jackie, 3 names. Come on, Jackie de la Madalena. And Sean freaking Brady, who, if you listen to interviews and you close your eyes, he sounds just like Eddie Alvarez. Look, that's not even a joke. Is it not even? It's not a joke if it's true, right? Like, I'm not being a dick. Look, I like Gilbert Burns in this one. I know he's a massive underdog, one of the largest dogs on the card, possibly Nano. Is this a heart pick for me? It could be. But I just think that as a 5-round fight, this does not serve Michael Morales that well, even with the 8-inch reach advantage. He has not fought a dog like Gilbert Burns. And I think Burns is going to bring it on Saturday, man. Again, am I crazy? I'm thinking a unit on this one.
No, I love it. I mean, we met Gilbert Burns at International Fight Week last year. Shout out. Absolute stud. One of the more genuine, I mean, they were all genuine reactions or interactions, I have to say, excuse me. But man, I just felt like really good vibes from him. It was towards the end of the event. I think I was one of the last people he was like letting in. I think I was last in line, and still gave me the same energy as if I were the first person. Whoever took the picture caught like the whole sequence, and I told him I'm watching the podcast, keep it up. Do like the show me the money kind of sign, for Money Moicano and Maddie Betts and Gilbert's podcast. So he kind of smiled and was like, "Thanks, man. Appreciate it." I'm never going to root against him in that sense. He's always a live bet to win. I mean, again, how dangerous he is on the ground. Anything can happen down there. All it takes is one simple mistake. And he can still crack, man. He can still crack. I mean, the amount of damage he can take, obviously, just like all of us, we have our wits end, right? We have our wits end. And I think that body clock definitely takes it keeps the time, right? It keeps the time of all those past wars. And you mentioned a litany of beast legends. A few of those are probably Hall of Famers. Let's call it what it is. He's held his own against them all, and can't knock him or his body, that for that matter, if it's just kind of I'm blanking on the expression, but just a combination of damage, right? It's too much. It's like your high school car. I don't know if any of us, honestly, if you're in the chat and you're still listening, maybe everyone put their first car that they had. Mine was a Chevy S10 97, I think. Probably had like 150,000 miles on
Good
it,
class.
but still, good. Yep. But still, you beat it into the ground, until I crashed it. But
Mine was a 1972 Plymouth Valiant.
nice. Plymouth. Good old Plymouth.
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 1972, baby.
Hell yeah.
Held
Hell yeah.
water damage and had to sand down the back. We rebuilt the slant 6 engine with my dad. It was a good time.
Oh, shoot.
And, I mean, come
Hey,
on. I
hey.
got to go with the legend here, folks. I got to go with the legend here.
Look at that, man. Look at him. He's so
Feel
locked
the
in.
burns. Let's get it.
And no glazing, but look at his arms. I mean, the dude is stacked. Like,
Gilbert's a fucking
if anyone, he could not even be looking, and you try to shove him or move him, he ain't moving.
He's built like a
brick
fucking
house.
brick shit house, dog.
Literally. Sorry,
Look at this
story, but
guy.
let's
Because your
go.
boy's not small, bro. I'm 196 today.
Literally. So this guy's at least, he might be over 2 bills and just straight
Weight cut
mass.
elite.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy.
His weight cut is as elite as the full MMA game of ShiSP. Every now and then I gotta hit you with that one, folks.
Oh my gosh. The soundbite will allow, but that thing might need to be upon request.
Já se dá, protože
Come on, let's go, ShiSP. Let's get it.
Ciao.
Ciao. Oh man. Folks, let us know. Lane said Bull Creek. Let's get it. And Lazy Bet said, I love Gil, but nearly 14 years younger, the 8-inch reach advantage, 17 fight win streak are tough to overlook.
Well said.
I don't love it. I don't love it. Let me look here. Let me look at some. Let me just look at some outcomes here for our guy Michael Morales.
Michael Morales.
Let me just see something here. All right, we're gonna hedge it. Should we hedge it?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
I reckon we should. That's a smart bet, y'all. Hedge your bets. And if you're going to bet, do it responsibly. And if you're going to be responsible and you're of age and it's legal in your state, city, location, you best be doing it on the DraftKings. And if you want to be even more, and maybe in other areas, you also got the underdogs, okay?
That's good.
And if that is something that tickles your fancy, this message is rung your eardrums and is telling you I need to take action, look no further, then hit us up directly. All right. In the chats after this, directly on the socials. You see the handles at the bottom. I assume you could see. If not, we'll put some braille out there somehow. But if not, all things considered, MMA Anomaly, as it said, and that Jive Turkey Nano, let us know. We'll add you. It's a community we're doing here. Look at the chats. We got that star. We got Lazy Bed. We got Lane. We got Sav Jelly, Miss Mary, Klaus the boss, even though he was making fun of my hat because I'm indoors. That's neither here nor there. And then my favorite person in the world, someone that is near and dear in my heart and just about one of the best people that's ever existed behind maybe, I'm not even going to say any names. I'm talking about Leroy. He's number one. Let's be honest.
Oh, Leroy has to be number one in your heart. Did I come back to Paul Krieg?
Let's go.
I think he did. When Gilbert made his pro debut, Morales had just entered the 7th grade. Yeah, that's tough.
Jeez.
That's tough.
Yikes.
Tough. Trying to figure out the best point
Well,
spread way to
Gilbert
do
was
this.
pretty. Oh, no. I guess not. Yeah, yikes. 7th grade. What a year. Fun year.
I mean, yeah. Fun year indeed. Let's see. Okay, I think I figured it out. Boom, we're good. We figured out how to hedge this. So 1 unit on Gilbert Burns. All right. 1 unit on him gets you 6.75 units back. So, I mean, come on. Let's fucking go. We're going to do 2.5 units on Michael Morales to win by knockout, TKO, or DQ. 2.5 units on that at minus 150 gets you 4.16 back. Okay? So, hope you're following. Here. So far, we are 3.5 units in. And worst case scenario, we are up 4.16 units. Okay? So, follow me along as we take the far-fetched route here. Michael Morales to win by submission. Plus 1,600. He hasn't done it in a very long time. He does have 1 submission win to his name. He is a beast on the mat, but he just hasn't had to show it as of late. Could see it happening. Is a bit far-fetched, but I'd be remiss if I didn't put some sprinkle on that because I don't see him getting a decision over Gilbert Burns, if that makes sense. Because, I mean, he's Gilbert Burns. So what we are going to do is we are going to put, let's see here. Yeah. We're going to put a third of a unit on this one. You put a third of a unit on this. What you end up getting back is 5.1 units. So.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. I feel like it's a good one, man. Yeah. I like that a lot. I feel like that's the way to go here. So those are our bets for this main event, or at least mine. And I don't know if I mentioned it out loud, but the Gilbert Burns pick is money line. Come on. What is the capital of Maryland? Annapolis. Let's go. Annapolis was a great film.
Did he Google it? That's a real question.
So I don't know if you know, but they have a competition going on. They're going to pay 50 euros, or they already have, and they're going to do a geography thing. It's going to be Ola versus S-Dogs, and winner take all kind of situation. I think they're going to live stream it. Should be a really, really fun time. And that's it, man. That's it. I feel like this was a very quick show. Fuck it. I'm going to do one more shot and we're going to call it a night, I think.
Let's do it. Short but sweet. I would say.
What's the capital of Florida? Miami.
Is it Miami?
Nah, I think it's
Orlando.
I think it's Orlando, right? Or hold on.
Oh, Tallahassee? Is it?
I'm shit with geography. I'm telling you right now. It's Tallahassee. Yeah.
Nice.
Lazy bed, but not lazy brain. Let's fucking go, kid.
Sheesh. See, we both. I would have flunked. I know that.
All right, folks. It's a bit of a watered down fight card, but what's not watered down is what's in the cup. And the people in the chat are never, ever watered down. So we appreciate each and every one of you for being here. If you haven't already done it, there are 13 of you right now. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. You already know what it is, folks. And cheers to you. We appreciate you.
Salud. Appreciate y'all.
This has become a geography talk.
Rally, huh?
My goodness. What is the capital of South Carolina? 10 seconds. S-Dogs, are you like writing these down? I hope you're taking notes, man, for your big test that you have tomorrow. These are going to be on the quiz.
Flashcards, when in doubt.
Do flashcards. All right, folks, we are going to place our bets. Listen, do us a huge favor. If you are tuning in right now, if you are tuning in after this, anywhere in between, do us a huge favor. And once the video wraps up, leave us a comment in the comment section below. Let us know who your best picks are. Let us know who your best bets are. And let us know which picks you agree with us most on. Let us know which picks you disagree with us most on. But most of all, let us know how you like the episode. We appreciate each and every one of you folks. And if there's nothing else that I tell you to do, it's this. Come on. You know what it is. Keep on going. Keep on growing, folks. We will see you next episode. Let's go.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.